What is going on? Welcome to another round of MTGA tasting notes. It is springtime going into summer 2023. We have two new releases that we're going to get into for our next couple of videos. The first one I want to start with is basically how I define the spring and summer season for MTGA, and that is our Pinot Gris. Still relatively new to the lineup. This is our second release of it, coming from 2022, just last year. This is the first 2022 wine that we've bottled up, and that is ready to go. This is a wine that we try to make sure every time, whether it's been our Riesling before this or this Pinot Gris, that it's ready for this following springtime after harvest. So that way, once the weather starts to warm up, you have something to kick back and enjoy while you're by the pool, on the boat, doing yard work, watching the game, whatever the case may be. It's realistically a 6-month door-to-door process. We harvested the grapes for this 2022 Pinot Gris in the 3rd week of August last year. It was bottled on February 28th this year. So a cool 6 months door-to-door to get this wine made. As is tradition, we age this primarily in neutral French oak barrels that have been used a few times, that way they're not going to have a huge impact on this wine overall. And we did about 20% of it in stainless steel to retain some of the really nice, bright flavors in this wine as well. I gotta tell you, for this being my second vintage of making Pinot Gris, I am super happy with it. It has only gotten better. And as much as I love that 2021 release, this is just taking it to a whole new level, which is something that I look to do anytime we start working with a new grape, a new variety, a new vineyard. That first year is kind of getting my sea legs a little bit, and it only gets better from there. So let's dive in, shall we? This guy, the thing I love most about this guy is that it's definitely a very restrained wine. It is bone dry, or which you can also describe as sugar-free, basically. There's no remnants of sugar left in this wine, which is right where we want it to be. It's also pretty low alcohol, all said and done. It's about 11.7, which is very low for California these days, but you love to see it. That way you can have maybe more than just a glass or two and enjoy yourself and not have to worry about getting too turned up on a Tuesday night, whatever the case may be. It's got these really nice, bright, kind of blossom and like Meyer lemon kind of characteristics. It definitely has this nice kind of citrus note to it. And it does just jump out of the glass at you. Something that I do love about Pinot Gris and even making Riesling in years past is that they're very aromatic varieties, I find. They really can jump out and get after you. They're not quite as rich and intense as, say, maybe a Viognier is, but they kind of have these nice subtleties to them where they're not hitting you up upside the head, but there's still plenty there. They're not going to leave you hanging in any way, shape, or form. And it's so nice to have a white wine like this that's a little bit higher acidity, really maintains that freshness. And it's interesting because it seems really bright and really crisp. And as it sits on your palate a little bit, it just kind of rounds out, softens up, and it just kind of flows from there. It goes from those nice, really kind of bright citrus notes to like your Granny Smith, green apple kind of characteristics. It really retains kind of that tartness to the wine. And there's just a little bit of creaminess to it, just a touch from that barrel aging that helps kind of round out the overall flavor profile, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Those neutral barrels are something that really do the trick. And it's just easy. It's just an easy drinking white wine. It has this nice, just this beautiful approachability to it. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but if you're just looking for a bottle of white wine to crush on a hot day, this is the ace in the hole. It's something that's just bright, refreshing. It still maintains some beautiful kind of complexities. I can't tell you how many big red wine lovers I've tasted with over the last couple of months who are like, you know what? For a white wine, this is kind of what we're looking for, which I love to hear, to convert people kind of one direction or the other, to be like, hey, I know you love big reds, but every once in a while you need something that's nice and refreshing to kind of hold you over before you get to the reds when you start eating dinner or whatever the case may be. And this has enough kind of boldness and flavor and complexity that even for you red wine lovers out there, this is something that is going to kind of be the other side of the coin for you. The exact opposite, but very much, or very similar, I should say, just being that other side of the coin. Those big flavors and complexities and some intensity to it, some great structure, but just bright and refreshing. It's literally, I mean, kind of the opposite side of, or the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of what we do with some of our big reds like our Merlot or our Cabernet Sauvignon. This is the other side of it. So super excited for where this turned out. This was something we made only about 6 barrels of, all said and done. This always tends to be a little bit of a smaller production for our program, something we release really for the summer and the fall months. And then by the time we get to the winter the next year, we're starting to get ready and bottling up the new iteration of this. So very excited to share this wine with you guys. I hope you have a chance to check it out and enjoy it during these beautiful summer months now that the weather's finally starting to